YouTube faithful, what is going on? It's Monday. We're back in the mix. We have MLB today, no WNBA, but there is a Glizzy contest. Today's video is going to be short and sweet. I'm going to go over 3 MLB plays that I'm interested in. You can decide if you want to get in the mix or you want to fade the captain. It's up to you. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks, and without further ado, let's get in the mix. Obviously, like and subscribe. Don't make me ask. I'm begging you to not make me ask. So right out of the gate, the first thing that I'm going to discuss is Mr. Ohtani, brother. He's the most popular play on the board for a good reason. 57,000 degenerate people have decided to put their coin on Shohei, okay? The Dodgers. What's going on with the Dodgers? Are the Dodgers just taking over the globe? What's going on here? Look at the last 5 green beans. 18, 23, 18, 16, 21. But stop the count, brother. Played against Colorado. In Colorado. That's launching pad. Played against the Angels. They're poverty. But am I going to be the one to come on here and tell you to take under on Mr. Ohtani? Absolutely not. I will say this. He is due regression, and I always like to fade the public, but I have a rule that supersedes that rule, baby, and it's ride the train until you're forced off. What's that mean, Cap? What do you mean ride the train? This isn't a train station. This isn't a conductor railroad YouTube channel. What it means is if he's been cashing you, you can stay on the train until he decides to chalk you. Then you can get off and readjust. But if he's cashing you night in, night out, and the line keeps moving up and up, you can just stay on till you're forced off the train. That's what we do around here. So that's my take on Ohtani. Now let me go over to DG, my partner in crime. Probably shouldn't say that, but check this out. Ohtani, 11.5 fantasy point on DraftKings and MGM. Now, what this does is it's going to take all the stats on MGM and Caesars and what they're pricing it at on DraftKings, and they're going to come up with a fantasy score. They're getting 8.5. Now, look at this. 62% favored less, but here's the thing with these hitter fantasy scores and fantasy scores in general. It's not an exact science. Yes, in the long run, it's going to be cashing the under more often than the over. Absolutely. In fact, with the math, the way it works out with these two, it's 62%. So if you wanted to just go by this and just take the top 5 every single day, in the long run, you will be a profitable sports bettor if you're using a fixed EV platform like PrizePicks, where it's 10x, 5x, 3x, so forth, and you have flex equity. Now, I explain this often. I go over it more in detail in the Discord, but why this works is because of the fixed payout structures on PrizePicks Underdog Parlay Play. If you do like something that's a dog bet, for example, plus 105, plus 110, plus 115, doesn't mean you can't take it. Doesn't mean that your read is garbage. It just means you take it on Sleeper, you take it on Chalkboard, where they're going to pay you a fair wage. Most likely and most often it's going to be more than what PrizePicks is paying you. That's critical. But I also, like I tell everybody, always look for a consensus. So 2 isn't really enough for me to move the needle. But if we go down here to Mr. Spears, it's actually Spires, comment guy. I know Spires, but I'm calling him Spears because he's going to get speared by my Pirates today, baby. We're in the P. Let's go. Woo! But anyways, over 4Ks. Why is that plus EV? Well, because he's 4.5 on every other book. So he gives you push equity on PrizePicks. I personally am not going there. I don't want to get in the mix on that, but that is what you could do. You look for that. You're getting an edge, a 0.5 edge, which is a lot in MLB on PrizePicks. 4.5 over here, 4.5 over there, 4.5 over there, and you got a consensus. All the markets have them priced up. Some kid the other day was telling me, oh, the books price them wrong. Brother in Christ, let me explain something to you. You ain't smarter than MGM's lines makers. You ain't smarter than Caesar's lines makers, and you damn sure ain't smarter than PrizePicks or Underdog's lines makers. I'm telling you right now, just as sure as water is wet, you ain't that guy. So if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the books are in agreement, they all got it at 4.5, you know you're getting plus expected value on PrizePicks, so you can get in the mix on that fact alone. Now, I recommend you go deeper into the pond and you go research research what else is there to give yourself the best opportunity. But if we're just keeping it ABC simple, folks, you can just go down the list and just see what you like and put it in. You will be profitable in the long run. That's just a fact. And whenever someone tries to dispute it, I'm like, okay, well, give me the evidence that proves it wrong. And they never can. It's just, oh, well, and the argument falls apart. It's all mathematics, just like poker. It's all math. It's already solved. Okay. Casey, woo, 3.5 strikeouts. The trap line, wee, I'm going there, minus 142. I'm pinnacle. I'm going to PrizePicks and I'm putting them in the mix. Now I'm burying the lead here on purpose. Brian Reynolds, he's another wagon. Him and Ohtani, look, he's being juiced under, right? Again, it's the only two books, DraftKings and MGM, that are coming up with lines, and I don't really factor in when there's only two books. And Brian Reynolds is a Pirate, and baseball is a game of streaks and hot streaks and hitters and pitchers, and guess what? Reynolds is on a streak. So is Ohtani. So if you want to play ABC simple today, you could take his fantasy score, but I actually like his 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs better, even though it's a It's all we got. We don't have anything else. You can get it at 2 on Sleeper and Chalkboard most likely, but his hitter fantasy score is going to be a little bit more. If he gets walked or hit by a pitch, it's 2 fantasy points, and then we're going to need a little bit more, but I do like the hits, runs, RBIs at 1.5. This used to be his regular line, and I've been riding that train for so long now. I mean, just look at his last 5 for bases. 5, 1, 4, home run, home run, home run. I mean, it's absolutely insane. The man's cooking. Let him cook. Let my Pirates cook, okay? So, you could just do ABC like I said. You could take Ohtani, the 2 wagons, pair them together. Where's his fantasy score? Where is he at? And you could just do that. You could just take these 2 right here, bang. And just if they've been cashing you, just go right ahead. They're both in solid matchups, Cincinnati and White Sox. Obviously, I know Garrett's been pitching out of his mind. Forget it. I don't care. Ohtani's matchup proof. So is Reynolds. But Reynolds is in a favorable matchup. But here's the deal. Long term, these are the 2 dub. All right? But again, my rule supersedes. If they've been cashing you, you can ride the train, do whatever you want. But personally, with Reynolds, I'm taking his Gabby. 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Now let's go over here to Outlier real quick. Point of contact, baby. Let me show you guys something, because a lot of you guys don't know what to look for in MLB. You're afraid to ask. This is what you want to do. You want to check the plus EV. You want to check the book value, okay? Whatever site you're using, if you use DG, you'll get 25% off using code CRUSH. Links in the description. If you're doing it manually and you're doing it, taking the long way, whatever have you. But that's step number 1. Step number 2, check the spreads, the over-unders. Step number 3, you want to investigate the matchups in baseball. The matchups in baseball are absolutely critical, more so than any other sport. Pitcher to hitter, baby. That's a fact. Now, Brian Reynolds' best pitch is, against all pitchers, is the fastball. He smashes fastballs. But look at here. Pitch arsenal. Mr. Spears. I don't care, comment guy, that his name is Spires. I have no interest in calling him Spires. That's a dumb name. I'm calling him Spears. Know your role and say Spears. He's got a fastball 28% of the time, but he's got that pesky slider 25% of the time. And guess what? Guess who struggles against the slider? Reynolds. You hate to see it. He's got 32.5% K rate and a weighted on-base average of .223, which is absolutely terrible. But look at the fastball, baby. Anything over .400 is excellent. Weighted on-base average. He only Ks 10% of the time. I'm telling you, his fastball is what this man bombs. If he gets the right fastball, it's going over. It's going the distance. Assuming that he cooks, okay? Anything can happen. He can always strike out. It doesn't mean if he gets a down the middle fastball, it's going to be a home run. It means it's going to be good. Going to have a chance at it. So then we can go down here and look at the heat map. Now, what are we looking for? We're trying to see where Spires throws the most, which is going to be right up here. And what do we see here? Unfortunately, that's where Reynolds is going to be cold most of the time. It's unfortunate. What do we see? Reynolds is hot. Well, like every other batter, it's going to be right in the center of the plate, fella. Duh. Particularly right down the middle, obviously. But you could see he's going to paint corners 14% of the time, 12% of the time. And that, you know, these pitchers know all this stuff too. I'm sure they have scouting reports and they study. So he's going to know that Reynolds is going to be weak against the slider. So obviously he would probably be throwing him sliders to right here or right here, the bottom corner. That's what I would be doing if I was him. Now, Reynolds does good against the sinkers. He's terrible against changeups, which I already knew. And then the cutter, it's not really significant. He actually smashes cutters, but he's not throwing enough of cutters for it to be anything that I'm waiting in. Now, what I have just done is given you a case of why you could take less Brian Reynolds today. But I personally am riding the train till I'm forced off. But you got to look at it from the other side. I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm trying to teach you guys the plus EVs to take under. You can see here 25% of the time he's throwing sliders, and Reynolds ain't hitting that. That 32% of the time he's striking out on those sliders. So these are things that you have to consider, okay? Then you can also consider the heat maps. And then on top of that, you got to consider that Reynolds is on a streak. He is due regression. Now, I am a Pirates fan. It's no secret. I'm wearing my Pirates hat. And I've been taking Brian Reynolds for the longest. So I'm just going to keep riding that train, which is why I'm taking the Gobby and hope he gets it done. Listen, I'm not afraid of Spires long term, and I'm just hoping Reynolds can get it done. If you want to tail your boy in the Pirates, let's go. I've made the case for over. I've made the case for under, and that's what I want to do for you guys for the summer. I want to give you guys more of a teaching role than just the spoon in your throat, because everybody knows where to get plays. Anybody can come on here and tell you to take these plays, but you want to be taking advice from people that know what they're talking about. My goal is to try to teach you what to look for so you can improve your process, and so maybe you can teach the next guy coming up, and so forth the cycle, baby. So, talked about Reynolds. What else we got? Well, oh, by the way, how about Assad the other day, last 5 Kings? Everybody was taking over 5 strikeouts for Assad in that matchup. Guess what? Captain Crush took less, and it was sweat-free, baby. Put the slip in post edit. Oh, yeah, look at that crispy. Crispy right there, baby. All the last 5 Kings got punished on Assad, and I loved every minute of it. How about a 0 Ks? 22,000 people donated their coin to PrizePicks, taking over 5 strikeouts for Assad. That's just no ball knowledge. Now, next up is going to be controversial, but it's going to be Coltrane for the Kansas City Royals. Les, 38.5 pitcher fantasy score. Now, if we go back to DG, it's up here cooking. Les, 38.5. I actually like Les on his strikeouts at 7 as well. Both of these are good. Listen to me carefully. The Miami Marlins, yeah, they're not a good team, but they don't strike out a lot. In fact, they're ranked 9th in strikeouts, and there's 30 teams. So there's people way worse than them, okay? So I'm going with that right out of the gate. It's plus EV. My model has them projected for roughly 6. So I think it's a good spot, to tell you the truth. Now, if we go to Outlier real quick, you could see he's exceeded 6.5 strikeouts in 4 of his last 5 games at home. This is going to be a sweat. But again, the line isn't 6.5, y'all. It's 7. And 7 and 0.5 in baseball is a lot. He did just get 7 against Oakland. They're pretty much dead last. In strikeouts, though, they're 29th. And then over here against Seattle, they're actually dead last. And those were the last 2 where he had his big days. And then against the Twins, he had 7. But you can see here, his fantasy score is going to be a sweat. He's been crushing it. 60% of his last 20 he's gone over. The matchup is good for him as far as they're a better team than the Marlins, in my opinion. But I'm going with the value. I'm going with the model. And I'm taking less on both of these. Hopefully it works out. So clear, well, we won't clear the board, but there's going to be 2 more things that I'm going to talk about. But before that, I want to tell you guys something really quick. All summer long, still, I am running my Discord just like usual through the Dub Club. We cover MLB esports. Listen, I got people cooking MMA, the soccer, everything under the Roll Member Slips tab, which is right here. You can see they post their slips. I post slips. Everybody's posting in there. We're still active. I'm going to be doing weekly live streams, 4 to 5 live streams a week, trying to get back to community building slips, etc. But listen, you don't just have to tail me or get my projection sheets that I post every day. You can tail the Roll members or other random members if you want. We have a good community. My boy Gold Locks is cooking the soccer streets. Oh my goodness. Even Embiid cooked a winning soccer slip. I will be darned, Embiid cooked a winning soccer slip. Absolutely insane. Eddie cashed me with an esports 2-man. Westbrook cashed me with an MLB Live. I cashed him with an MLB Live. I cashed Trina with a 2-man WNBA. That was clutch. Reese and Clark, you always got to take that narrative. Spartans cashing. Money Matt's cashing. The man, the myth, the legend, Gold Locks. This was Gold Locks' 6th man. As they say, who tailed? I swear that started in this court and now everybody's taking it as their own. That originated in the Crush Crew court, y'all. The who tailed in all cap. My God in heaven, I cashed Yodi. There it is. I sent him the DM. I was certain. I had to make sure Yodi got a winning slip. And does he nuke it? No, he played it safe, $5. It's all good, Yodi. I'm glad you cashed. You had to. Sturdy cashed me there with the esports. Degen Dan gets his... Degen Dan cash delays, and they're in a feud right now. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Dan hit a monster the other day, a 25x, 10x, posted under role members. Here it is right here. Let me give this kid his flowers, so maybe he sends me Starbies. I don't know who he tailed for this, but these MMA stuff like this. He posted that one, or maybe I posted that one. I forget. Where's his WNBA slip that he posted? This was a community effort. Ohtani and Zach. But anyways, guys, you get the picture here. We're still running the train, so make sure you come in and check it out. I drop projection sheets every single day for the players that look just like this, the name, the strikeouts, the everything, to help you with your process. We have a very generous community. We do giveaways and everything, so go to CaptainCrush.net, get the gold package, $24.99 right there. 30 days, or you can sign up with any of my partners, links in the description, and you will get 30 days free. That is for new members only. I'm telling you guys, give me a chance to, if you don't like it, you can leave, no hard feelings. Give us a chance. Maybe you stick around. For every 20 members that join, there's usually 2 that become solid members and contributing members. Maybe they get the role member tag, etc. I'm looking forward to meeting new kids over the summer, and then September 5th when NFL starts, it'll be all systems go. Like usual. You guys know the routine. But anyways, let's get back to the mix. By the way, happy birthday to Logan. If you're in the court and haven't said happy birthday to Logan. And a returning GOAT. I won't say his name, but a GOAT has returned to the Discord. And the spoiler is the numbers 83 are in the mix. See if you can figure it out. Okay, the last one or 2 more that I was going to give you really quick. I got to be quick. It's going to be a demon. Where is it at? All right, my boy Bailey. I'll be the first to say he's hot garbage. He's probably going to get shelled. But here's the thing. I'm taking a shot on his 15.5 pitching outs demon because I think he can get it done. Now, the safe play, it's never safe, especially at this line. 5.5 hits allowed. It's solid. Cincinnati should be able to carve him up. They have some heavy hitters there that are due. But I'm going to take a shot on the demon. I have exposure to both of these, but I think the demon has a chance. I think he can get 16 pitching outs. Is it going to be a sweat? Absolutely. If he gets shelled early, how many times have we seen a pitcher come out, give up 2-3 runs in the first or second inning, and then it's just over? They're pulled by 4th. It can happen. But look, his last start, he did all right. It is a demon. It is going to increase our payout, so I'm going to take a shot, okay? And then the last thing that I'm going to tell you is this. WNBA is tomorrow, but this has been my play of the day for a minute now, and wagon's going to wagon. Jonquel Jones, keeping up with the Joneses, baby. You got to consider her. They're not moving it up high enough. I said if it was at 20, I would fade it. They're keeping it at 19.5. I've been on her every single day, and she's just been cashing, and I am not getting off that train now, boys and girls. I promise you I'm not getting off that train. So, my brothers and sisters in Christ, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you stopping by. Sorry there hasn't been a lot of videos. I was under the weather, then I got back from vacation and I got sick again, and I had to get back in the mix and lock in and dial in, and now I'm locked in. Please don't stone me if the plays don't hit. I'm just trying to open your mind and give you some options. Everything is subject to change, okay? Always do your own due diligence. I appreciate you guys. It's gonna be a hot summer, but hopefully you can learn something. Subscribe and like to the channel. Good luck in all your contests. Here's the salute, and as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush, y'all.